What's the weirdest thing your partner does, that you've just accepted? She sleeps with her eyes open occasionally, and will also sometimes laugh like someone just told her the greatest joke ever told, while sleeping. I've accepted my little demon. My wife is a neat freak, always cleans up after herself, and is putting things away. However, I noticed that when she runs out of toilet paper, she will just take the new roll and stand it on top of the empty tube, instead of replacing it. I asked her why she does that, and she said, "It's the one thing I allow myself to be lazy about." I think it's hilarious. My amazing, incredible wife absolutely refuses to reload the DP roll. It is complete out of character for her, but it's such a locked-in behavior, I have given up on correcting it. At least, she isn't putting it on backwards. My husband is likewise a meticulous neat freak, and his one lazy allowance is that he squeezes the toothpaste from anywhere on the tube. I was so shocked when I found this out. The toothpaste is always carefully placed in its allotted spot in the medicine cabinet, but it's all crazy shaped, instead of carefully rolled from the bottom, as I expected. He uses this habit as proof that he has a free-spirited, rebellious side. Anything that could go, or fit, on top of anything else, is called a hat. There are no lids, there are no covers, there are no toppers, or caps. We have a top-loader freezer. She wouldn't say, "Close the lid." She'd say, "Put the freezer hat back on." Bottle caps? No. Bottle hats. Does the pot of boiling water have a lid? Nope. It has a hat. Wine bottle stopper? Try again. That's a hat. Trash bin cover? Trash bin hat. There are hats, and only hats. Added to add that she's a native English speaker, but her family is Lithuanian. I think it's something she picked up from her dad as a kid, and it just became a habit. She is aware that it's goofy. My husband occasionally talks in his sleep, and will also laugh like a little girl in his sleep. It absolutely cracks me up, and creeps me out, at the same time. LOL, my partner once went so annoying in his sleep, and when I asked, "Who's so annoying?" he said, "The government," and I just lost it. Edit, because this is low-key blowing up, I feel the need to add that we both talk in our sleep, and have both had convos like this, with the other sleeping. Another time I giggled in my sleep, and he asked, "What's so funny?" And I responded, "Kitten world domination." Apparently, I cried out, "Mouse pussy," in my sleep one time. We laughed about that for years afterward. OMG, sleep talkers are so fun. I can ask him questions, and he will answer, though it doesn't always make sense what he says. He also will kiss my hand if I touch it to his lips, and if I meow at him, he meows back. My wife said, I screamed, "No more piggyback rides." The other day she said, she laughed, and said, "What?" I replied back, "That's not funny. I'm calling the cops. I'm a Karen in my sleep." She does gather her things, bringing little trinkets home, and presenting them to me. I always say, "Very impressive." She puts little piles of things all over the house, and gets upset if they are disturbed, or I suggest getting rid of them. She mostly closes doors, but only mostly. Not fully ajar, not fully closed. I have never seen this wonderful woman completely close a door in 13+ years. Luckily, it's just inside doors. Mine leaves cupboards open. I go to his mother's house, cupboards everywhere. OMG, mine too. He has ADHD, so maybe that's why, but I can always tell what he's been up to in the kitchen, based on the cabinets that are open. He gets very concerned about his socks, to the point he will count them when he's folding laundry, and get irritated when he can't find all of them. Then he accused me of doing something with them. Like I would do anything with his stupid socks. That sounds like something a sock thief would say. Agree 100%. I am constantly buying socks, and I have no idea where my wife is putting them. Plot twist, we got a puppy about 9 months ago, and she is now stealing socks, so maybe I should be blaming her instead. When he wakes up in the morning, he puts on all his clothes, just to walk to the bathroom, take them off, and have shower. Why? I will never understand that, LOL. He always finds random objects around the house to make into a hat for me. Fresh laundry? Hat. Random plushies? Hat. Bubble wrap? Hat. Then, he makes one for himself, we take a funny picture, and hang it on our hat photos wall. He lays on the floor to decompress, which isn't too bizarre. But he lays down in weird spots, and occasionally, accidentally, scares the shit out of me. One time, he was lying on the floor in the front entrance closet, petting the cat, and fell asleep. I just saw his legs on the ground sticking out from the closet. My first thought was that he had fallen, hurt himself, and was unconscious. But he was just snuggling the cat. Another time, I couldn't find him anywhere in the house, and started to freak out. But he was lying on the back deck on his belly, talking to the skunk that lives under the deck. This was at night. So, all I see is a man sprawled on the deck in the dark. Scared me silly. He needs the GPS, even though he knows the area and the way. If the GPS goes out, he'll oddly panic. He's always hot, no matter what. He's a nice furnace, but I'm always freezing cold, and needing a million layers. He's gone to the doctor, and they said he's in perfect health, and everything is working efficiently. When he's alone, he talks to himself in third person, making comments on the things he's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, 4X has done it again. He's made the best omelet in history. For the third time this month. He's the man of the year. Look at him getting a glass, and opening the fridge. Oh, is he going for orange juice? Yes he is. Okay, now he needs to do something, but what was it? Ah, right, the toast. The toast, everybody. He almost forgot the toast. Stuff like that. I'm glad he does it loudly, it's hilarious. Especially when he gets tired, and stops mid-sentence, but keeps doing what he's doing in silence. Even funnier, when he starts speaking again all of a sudden. I don't know how weird this is, but my boyfriend constantly talks to himself. He also gives voices to our pets, 2 cats, and a dog. Each pet has a distinct voice and accent. Some of them have catchphrases. Sometimes, when he's getting ready for work in the morning, I'll hear him having conversations with the pets and himself, in all the various voices. It's hilarious and adorable. Sometimes, I catch myself doing it now, too. Lose her shit all the time. I never thought I would be the organized one in the relationship. But I have routines for where my stuff goes. Keys hang on the wall by the front door, sunglasses hang next to that. Wallet, pen, and knife go on the table, just below. Her sunglasses can literally be anywhere. I've found them in the freezer, behind the toilet in the bathroom, and tucked between the cushions on the couch. Her tiny purse, that she carries ID, CCs, and a little cash is the same. It could be anywhere. So, when it's time to go do something outside, she's very rush, let's get going now. Until it comes time for her to find the purse, sunglasses, and keys. Then, it's stand around, and wait or help her find them. I've started adding 10 minutes to our timelines, just for that reason. I find it somewhat endearing. But man, I wish she'd just put her shit where it goes. Edit, some of you never go outside, and it shows. I don't understand this one. My wife will regularly lose, or misplace, random items. Her phone, TV remote, jewel, etc., are all prone to just disappearing multiple times throughout the evening. But what gets me is the fact that I will never lose anything, because anytime I misplace something, she instantly knows exactly where it is, like, she's psychic, but only with my stuff. And it's not like she helps me find it after looking for a bit. No, she instantly knows. I could be looking for something for half an hour, mention it to my wife after coming up empty, and within seconds, she's magically holding it up, dangling it, in front of my face. Edit, you guys have hit the nail on the head, my wife is ADHD as F. My youngest had trouble learning to eat solids, and my wife spent 3 to 5 meals a day, for like 6 months, mimicking eating to her. It's now 9 years later, and after every first bite of a meal, she goes, It's a charming relic of a stressful time in life. I'm a big proponent of farting early in a relationship. It lets your significant other know that you're comfortable around them. My wife, on the other hand, hid her farts from me for years until recently. She had an abdominal surgery, and afterwards she was full of gas, so she was going to be ripping ass for a while. I got her home, and was getting her ready for bed, and she looked at me with horror in her eyes, and blasted ass, louder and longer than I thought was humanly possible. Now, she'll get home from work, step in the house, and just blow me away, with a monster she was saving, all the way home. I love her. This one is innocent, but just so odd to me. When you open our fridge, where the handle meets the door, there is a hole in the top of it. And every single time she opens the fridge, she puts her finger in the hole, and pulls it out. It makes this popping sound, like you can make with the side of your cheek. And then, she lets out a quiet little giggle. It's adorable. Absolutely nothing weird at all. I've been with my beloved husband for 20 years now. At first, I thought he was just hiding his weirdness, and all of his dorky niche interests would come out eventually. He never cracked. The dude even sleeps 100% normal. All of his activities and hobbies are socially acceptable. He enjoys martial arts, and craft beer, and hiking, and watching sports with his buddies. He wears normal clothes, like he is going out at all times. He loves gourmet food, but won't eat anything too weird. I can't think of a single thing he's ever done that I could describe as weird or quirky. And that in itself makes him unique among everyone I have ever met. Ooh, can I say what I do that my partner has accepted? One day, I woke up, and my now husband told me, "You're really effing creepy to sleep next to, do you know that?" I asked him, why, what happened, what did I say, or do? I talk in my sleep, when I'm stressed, and say odd things, like, "Where are my moon boxes, the stars are bleeding." He stated, he woke up in the night, and saw me lying flat on my back, with both arms outstretched to the ceiling, like I'm waiting for the aliens to come pick me up. I slowly reached one arm over, to scratch my outstretched arm. Then slowly reached over, to scratch the other arm. I resumed outstretching. I then slowly lowered both arms to the bed. I told him, "Oh, huh. I thought I outgrew that as a kid, cause I used to wake up as a child, because my arms would be tired from holding them towards the ceiling, all night." We like to call it, I'm trying to phone into the aliens, sleeping move. Oof. Edit. I love that one of my highest upvoted Reddit comments is about me doing something silly in my sleep, and finding out there are other people out there that do this exact same thing, and I feel a little less alone, and a little more normal. My wife says no to almost everything I ask her to do. If I ask her to bring me toilet paper, because I'm out, she will say no, but then proceed to bring it to me. It's her way of practicing being able to say no. I do this too, but purely because I think I'm being hilarious. I always get up and do the thing while I'm saying it, just to make sure the other person knows I'm not serious. Sometimes I do a little monologue, why would I ever do something like that, etc., while getting them a glass of water. My partner moans with pleasure when he pees. The first few times, I laughed, and maybe joked about it through the door, thinking he was being silly. 4 years in, nope, he just loves peeing so much that he moans with pleasure. I can't say I like it, but as long as he washes his hands after, I can live with it. Anywhere, at any time, if there is a dog around, my husband squeals like a child being given their first piece of candy, and does the whole, "Oh, what a sweet baby, OMG. I understand being like, oh, what a cute dog, but this is every dog, in every place we have ever been, and every place we will ever go. This includes being in the car, and seeing a dog in another car, while we have our 3 dogs in our car. He's a 37 years old, mature, and educated, and well-respected man, and other people think it's cute, because they only see it happen once with their dogs. After 13 years, I'm just like, yeah baby, it's a cute as F dog." She usually dresses normal, but sometimes, she goes through phases, where she dresses like people from different eras. Like, a 70s disco phase outfit, or a 80s rock chic outfit, or a 1950s dress outfit. It's one thing to do this for a day or something. She will do it for like 3 to 4 weeks straight, ordering clothes on Amazon, to make new outfits, wearing the outfits to go grocery shopping, or walking the dog, etc., and then she rinses and repeats, every once in a while. She also will obsessively watch movies from that era, when this happens. She has been doing this for 20+ years. She is known, in our neighborhood for doing this. Mine will play our fat cat, like bagpipes. Without hurting her, he'll hold her under one arm, until she makes her annoyed, or growl, or whine, then pat her belly, to make the noise change pitch and rhythm. I honestly don't get it, but whatever makes him happy. Also, the cat is obsessed with him, and will let him do this for ages. If she runs away, she comes back to him in 2 minutes, to do it again. Weirdo creeps, both. Boyfriend is a biologist, and absolutely cannot stop himself from interacting with any animal, or insect, or bird, that his brain has deemed interesting. I've spotted him softly talk to bugs and bees, when he thinks no one's looking. Also, as long as he has deemed it safe, if we spot a snail, and he's really good at spotting snails, it's insane, he will pick it up, no matter the circumstances. We've spent hours in parks and sanctuaries, in one single spot, if he's spotted a cool lizard or an animal, because we must make new animal friends. His parents tell me, all the different insects, bugs, and tiny animals he used to bring to them, as a baby, LMFAO. I don't know if it's weird generally, or something I'm not accustomed to, but they sing my praises, to anyone who will listen. When I meet someone they know, no matter how close their relationship is, I am frequently told, how highly my partner speaks of me. I genuinely don't think they've ever badmouthed me to anyone. We went to therapy together recently, for a check-in, and the provider mentioned that he wished his other clients talked about each other, the way we do, LOL. She has a diagnosed attention disorder, so that when I came home from work, it's common to find things half done, like, she swept and left piles of dust and dirt accumulated in some corner, wet clothes in the laundry, dishes with soap and bubbles, hot coffee in the pot without coffee, things like that. I understand that when she start doing something, gets distracted, and move on to something else. For me, it's weird and exhausting, but I love her just the way she is. Oh, and she also likes to eat rice mixed with mayonnaise. I have ADHD and my cleaning process looks insane. I won't keep on the same task for very long, but I know that if I just keep doing things the whole time, it will eventually all be complete. It's like it really all comes together at the end. LOL. I kinda enjoy finding the random ADHD scenes around my place. I like to occasionally question them for the roller coaster of thought that led to the situation in the first place. She's pretty sharp, super fast on her feet, and somewhat prideful, so it's kinda endearing to see her struggling with these silly little things sometimes. When they eat fruit gummies, they insist on creating a suction between their lips and the gummy, then sucking in as hard as they can, until the gummy shoots back into their mouth. I've made them swear to me that they'll never do that while they're alone, because the number of times I've watched them nearly choke when the gummy hits the back of their throat is too many to count. I love that effing idiot. Well, there's two things. One I just accept and let it go. The other I still get agitated with, and say something. So, the first one is the nervous laughter bit. Whenever she's talking to someone she doesn't know really well, she does a lot of loud, nervous laughter. I've accepted that one, and usually try to jump in and help her out, so her laughing calms down. I feel like that one is my duty. The second one, I simply can't let go. The funny part is, I don't get agitated at her, I get agitated for her. She has a habit of apologizing for random things, for which no apology is necessary. For example, if she's walking out of an elevator, and people are in the way, which they shouldn't be, because people getting off come first, otherwise, no one can get on, she will not only say excuse me, but she will apologize. I know it's a nervous thing, but I always say out loud, don't apologize for doing nothing wrong, love, and then I'll loudly say excuse me, and start pushing through anyone in the way. They should be apologizing for being in the way, when they are the ones breaking the normal flow and etiquette of elevators. So, even though I'm agitated, it's not at her, it's more that I don't want my love to be apologizing to rude idiots. She doesn't snore, but she moans on the exhale. It sounds somewhere between anguish and sensual pleasure. Every solstice, equinox, and midpoint between, she pours a shot of nice whiskey into the woods, as an offering, too. Honestly, I don't know. If I come home when she's napping, she tries very hard to pretend that she wasn't asleep. Her hair is a mess, and her face is lined with pillow creases. Needless to say, she's not fooling anyone. My boyfriend is almost constantly singing. He is a great singer, or making silly noises at home. He ad-libs nonsense words, or noises, and will do so fast. It is like a stream of consciousness sort of thing. The best way I can describe it is like Busta Rhymes' verse in Look at Me Now, but it's nonsense, and he does it for hours sometimes, LOL. My wife will give very detailed and specific directions when asking me to pick something up, or to bring her something, in a very confident manner. She is almost always incorrect. Like, asking me to go get her black scarf before we go out, she'll say something like, It's on the third shelf, in the bedroom closet, on the left side, underneath the rainbow scarf and the red scarf. And there's not only no black scarf, but no scarves at all in the closet. From the other side of the aisle, but for all my life, no one batted an eye when I chewed on cupcake and muffin wrappers to savor the baked goodness encrusted thereon, until I did it once in front of my wife, and she looked at me like I had just skinned a baby. Ever since then I've been waiting until I know she's looking in my direction, and scarf them down, like Zoidberg eating trash, because what I see on her face is the strongest emotion I've ever been able to elicit in any human being, and I need to hold on to that. She hasn't asked that I stop, so I take that as acceptance. Every week in the supermarket, my wife, this exotic soup looks interesting. I don't think I have ever had this flavor. Me, okay, you get that, I'm going to get plain vegetable soup. For reasons that will become apparent later. My wife, okay, whatevs, fam. Later at home, every week? My wife, I think I fancy soup. Would you make me some soup? Me, which one do you want? My wife, just the plain vegetable one. Me, not the most recent exotic one, or any of the other 45 tins of interesting soups. My wife, I think, I am just in the mood for a vegetable. She's a night owl. I'm a day function. Sometimes, she'll be up, as I'm heading to work. Her body won't let her readjust her schedule to be a day person. We've tried. We're the opposite. She's the day person, and I was the night owl. At midlife, I forced myself to start getting up early, so I could get some exercise before work, and it actually caused problems initially, because I was invading on her quiet alone time. I've now learned to STFU, until she breaks the conversation barrier. LOL. When I'm using my laptop, he finds it hilarious to sneakily, or otherwise, push the caps lock key. When I don't notice and then go and type like this, I usually playfully yell to him that he is a bastard, and he cackles like a bogwitch. I love him so much. In return, I occasionally sneak his phone and take a ridiculous photo and replace his background, so he doesn't notice until he unlocks his phone. I don't do it too often though, because he isn't without his phone much.